So I've been reviewing the new iPhone 16 Pro for about a week now, and I wanted to make a quick video to show some of the top features that I've noticed thus far. Number one is the ability to shoot high-res slow motion video. Now here inside the photo app, I recorded myself jumping rope. It's a big hobby that I have. I learned during the lockdown in my backyard, and it makes for great slow motion video. So I'm inside the Photos app, and because I shot this in 120 frames per second 4K video, I can then go ahead, and this is all in the Photos app, folks, go down to 20% at 20 frames per second. So I'm gonna go ahead and select that playback speed. Now, again, this is inside the Photos app, not using any external kind of video software. You'll notice on the bottom, there is this kind of gray line, and there's these in and out points. What I'm gonna do is adjust that to find exactly where I want the slow motion video to happen. So here we're gonna start going at full speed, and on the bottom, you see those in and out points? It's gonna go to slow motion. Let's play the video to show you what it means. So here we go. Now it's gonna suddenly go into the slow-mo. And I can adjust this inside the photo app exactly how long I want that slow motion to happen, and then go back into the full speed. So just right about now, you're gonna see it go back into full speed. This is a fantastic feature. Here's the result of another video that I shot. This time we're gonna go from slow-mo to the full speed so you can see it up nice and close. So here we go in slow motion, and then boom, at 100% speed. Now, the reason why I love this feature so much is if you're like me and you're trying to learn a skill that requires very fast movement, like jump rope, or even a golf swing, it could be, maybe you're into like tennis, any kind of thing where it requires some kind of emotion. What you can do is film yourself or have someone else film you, find that slow motion, see exactly where you're doing that swing. If you have a coach, you can look that over with your coach, see what adjustments you have to make on the fly, and then do it again. And if you continue doing this and use the iPhone 16 Pro as a tool, you can get good at certain skills really quickly. This is actually how I got good at jump rope, but I never had this feature of being able to do it on the fly while I'm jumping. I can film myself, look at the footage, see where I made that mistake, make the adjustment, and then keep going. And if you keep this footage, what you're gonna notice is over time, your skill set is gonna get better and better. And that's because you're using the iPhone 16 Pro as a tool to get better. Ain't no other tech reviewer is gonna tell you a handy trip like that, but that's why they call me Handy Andy. So the next video I'm gonna show is macro photography. I've never really considered myself to be a photographer per se, but anybody with the iPhone 16 can take great shots, and myself included. Let me show you some shots that I took, because it was really cloudy and rainy when I was shooting, so I was looking for stuff to shoot. And so what I did is I took this ghost pepper that I grew from seed. This is one of the hottest peppers in the world, folks. I'm too afraid to actually try it out, so I'm just gonna take photos. But look at the detail of that macro photography. You can see all the crevices. Here's a wet rose that I saw as I was walking by, and you can see all the little water droplets. Doesn't take much skill. You just point the camera and shoot. Here's a squash growing in my front yard. Look at all the little hairs that you can see. I couldn't see that before until I took the macro photography. So you have the ability to take just shots of pretty much anything, especially for macro photography. All you have to do is put the phone up nice and close and press the button. And of course, now it has the new camera button on the iPhone 16. I'll talk a little bit about that at the end, but that's a great way to take those photos. Up next, we're gonna talk about the photographic styles. And I think this is a feature a lot of people are gonna use because it just gives you so much creative control for the photos that you take, either before you take the photo or after you took the photo. My handy tip is just go ahead, take a bunch of photos, and as we say, fix it in post. But this time, fixing it in post means fixing it right inside the Photos app on your iPhone. Let me show you what I mean. It was a cloudy day, so I was looking for something cool to shoot, and I saw this dandelion, so I'm like, all right, let me do some macro photography of a dandelion and make some cool art. So I got nice and close and I took this photo. Now I want to show you the photographic styles. On the bottom, you see it says styles. You can select between these preset styles. There's like gold, rose gold, and what have you. But then you have this D-pad. With your thumb, you can adjust it. And if you go up, it's lighter. If you go down, it gets darker. You could add some shadows. find and adjust the color, the tone, the palette. Find exactly what you like. Don't have to have any color grading experience, and then set done. And then from there, you can share it on social media. This is really good to adjust skin tones. So if you have lighter skin and you're kind of washed out in the photo, you can adjust it. If you have darker skin like myself, you can also make those adjustments. So you can get that perfect photo before you share it to social media. You don't have to take multiple photos. You can now fix it in post, which is now inside the Photos app. Now let's talk about shooting video with the iPhone 16 Pro. If you watch Apple's presentation, they're talking about how you can shoot music videos now with the iPhone 16 Pro. But you'll notice that they always have it in some type of rig. So I wanted to try that out to see the kind of videos that I could film. So I went to a local park that is near my house that I usually go running in, and I used this little gimbal stabilizer. This is the Osmo. And I put the iPhone 16 in, and I want to see the kind of smoothness of videos that I could get with the iPhone 16 Pro. And this is what you're looking at. Even though this trail is really bumpy, I'm getting a nice smooth video without very much effort. I just put it in to this gimbal, got a nice smooth video. So if you're looking to really create captivating videos, all you need is a little bit of a couple accessories, and you're gonna be able to take advantage of the fantastic camera that is in the iPhone 16 Pro. Now, speaking of the camera, I mentioned that there is that new dedicated camera button. And I'm gonna be just honest with you. If you've been shooting a lot of photos and videos with the iPhone, it's gonna take some time to get used to. You have to be super disciplined because you got that muscle memory of every time you're shooting a video, you normally open up the app with your finger, but now you have the ability to use the camera. So if you're shooting in horizontal like this, take the time when you get the phone to force yourself to relearn how you use the phone to take photos and videos, because it's gonna take some time to kind of get used to that. And it happened to me as I was trying to create content. I was going back to my old tricks, forgetting that there is now a dedicated camera button. So my advice to everybody out there is to really be disciplined and try to use that button to relearn. If you're new to the iPhone, you'll probably have an easier time because you don't have that muscle memory, or maybe you do from using Android, but it's gonna take some time to get used to that new camera button. So that's my number one advice. If you are going to get the iPhone 16 Pro, you wanna take advantage of that button, but it's gonna take some relearning. So this is just a brief overview of the iPhone 16 Pro and the iPhone 16. Apple Intelligence will be coming to Canada in December, so I will be creating a lot more content to help you get the most use of that, so you have to stay tuned for that. I'm Andy Baryer, Handy Andy. We'll see you again in the next video.